So once you found the name of the module that you would like to install and try, what do? There are a couple of different ways, and depending on the operating system and how the environment works, we'll see a couple of solutions. So if you are on a Linux operating system using the system Perl, the Perl that came with the operating system, then you might be lucky, and the vendor, which is Debian, Ubuntu, Fedora, Red Hat, Mandriva, whatever operating system you use, whatever Linux version you use, they might provide the specific module in their repository. Among these, Debian and Ubuntu and Fedora have a lot. Red Hat has really few Perl modules. Mandriva also has a lot, and then it depends on the operating system, on the version of the distribution of Linux. Here are a couple of examples. So first of all, you need to find out whether that module is can be found on the operating system and the distribution. And the names are not exactly the same. So if you're looking for example the www mechanize module, where you have three capital W's and the double colon and then the mechanize, that's the name of the module. Then in Ubuntu that would be called something like this: libww mechanize Perl, all lowercase. Of course you don't want to write all this stuff in, so probably the first thing you would do is on the command line search for it. So you would type in aptitude, search, and then part of the name, maybe just the word mechanize, maybe all of it, and then pipe through grep and then look for Perl, because the same name can have in other languages as well, or other packages as well. And even the mechanize, the www mechanize, even this one can appear in several packages, and in fact we know that there are other modules that has this as part of their name. So you would you will get a couple of lines, and then once you find which one you want to install, and then this is just the translation, then you would do sudo aptitude install and the full name of the module the package you want to install. That will ask you for a username. It will ask you for your password, and then once you gave the password, it will download all the binary version that it's not binary really, it's still Perl, but it's without the unit test, it's without all the packages, it's packaged differently. So, and that will install it in your operating system, within the files of the operating system, and once you've done that, you can use it. On Fedora Red Hat, you would use yum, that's yum and search, and I think I haven't been using Fedora for a long time. Yum, I think it's you can use it with capital letters, and then again you probably grab it with Perl, so filter out only the ones that are related to Perl. And then once you find the name of the actual package, then you say yum install and the name of the package. Maybe you have to use sudo here as well, or switch to be root by yourself and do that that way. If you are an active Perl, then they too are a vendor in the same way, sort of. So they also provide prepackaged versions of various modules, and the way you install them is using the ppm client. It can be either used on the command line, so you would create a cmd shell on Windows and then type in ppm install and the name of the module you want to install, and then it will go to the web server of active state, fetch the module from there, a ppd package from there, which is a differently packaged version than the one from cpan. And in fact, earlier I mentioned binary, so it depends. If the module is like the www mechanize, which is a pure Perl module, then it's just differently packaged something, still Perl code. But if the module itself is actually partially written in C, then in all these cases you will already get the compiled version of the C code and not the source code as you would get from cpan directly. So these are the ways that you would do if you're looking for prepackaged version of the module, and we'll see how do you install a module if you don't find one of these, because after all, on cpan there are like 20,000 modules currently, and in Debian I think there are 2,000, 2,500, maybe 3,000, so only 10%. It's true that it's the important 10%, but there are many modules that you would want to use and they are not there, not in the neither of the repositories.